find the treasure, they want to find it now. They are K-Pro and they are Cow. They're going over it and over it and over it again. This treasure hunt created by Forrest Fenn. Sing it! K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. K-Pro Cow Pow Wow Wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. Marion and Indy are what they're like, although their real names are Christy and Mike. Can they pin down the treasure? They just might. Tune in to find out Monday nights. K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. K-Pro Cow Pow Wow Wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Pow Wow.
All right, welcome everybody. K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. It's Monday night. I'm here. I'm Cowlazars. That's K-Pro, and we're here to talk about what the new searchers of the Forrest Fenn hunt need to know. How you doing, K-Pro?
I'm great. It's Monday. Got through Monday. Actually, I had a rather terrible day, I will tell you, but I'm here now. I'm on the fun part of my day. So, and I still have flowers from some guy named Cowlazar. Like, there it is. So I'm going to make the best of today, and I know tomorrow will be better because today just sucked. How do you like that?
Hey, whatever you got going on in the day, you can always make some coffee with your UFO coffee mug or your cow coffee mug, whatever you got. And yeah, we can talk about Forrest Fenn for an hour or so.
There you go. Okay. So
AJ says, hey, how about for that song? It's actually $60 for the song now. Moturn Music. You can give him any keywords and he'll make any song you want out of it. He's pretty good. So.
And Mike, check your text real quick, please. Okay,
yeah,
so we have a lot.
That's done.
No, it's okay.
It is. What?
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a lot to talk about tonight because there's been a ton of stuff coming out. And so first I will say Super Chat's on because, Mike, you know how close you are to 3,000 subscribers?
How close we are? That's right.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. So if everybody could hit the subscribe button, and I actually changed it where there's a little subscribe button in each video now. You might not be able to see it live, but yeah, subscribe. We're at like 2,965, so another 35 people or so, and we will get to the 3,000 mark. So if you can subscribe, we would appreciate it.
Well, and I'm super excited because Hint of Riches is at 985. So we're like 15 away, and we've gotten a ton of new people,
wow,
so we're excited
cool.
about that. So, but we are going to jump into hard-hitting content, and I'll say it's content. For a lot of you old-timer vets, this will reinforce how much you're into this hunt. But this is where, and we did have 209 come out. Joel got some words we talked about last time. Shannon Itz has a new video out, and she goes over an email that she got from Forrest. But here is where this came from. We did a searcher meetup, and so thank you to I think there was 11 people. I'll show a picture later. So we had a picture. We gave away a coin. So we had a lot of fun. It was 5 hours of searcher talk. And at the one in Vegas and the one here, there was several searchers that were new. And the one thing they said was, we don't speak your language. Can you get us up to date with first your BOTG, walk of shame, TTOTC, all of those things, but also there's so much information. What's legit, what's not legit, and then of course that's subjective. So that's what we're going to go over tonight. Some things that you might already know, but some things that you might disagree with me because God knows we can't even agree on the first clue, even though Forrest Fenn says what the first clue is. So we're going to go straight into our content. I have a presentation. Some people liked the presentation style last time, so that's what we're going to go into. And then we're going to go over to Copper Dan's going to come on and talk about, he just put the video up, but he's going to go into who won, how it's working from there. We have a couple contests. We have a winner of a past contest. And then we're going to make a little statement on some other things that are happening around the community that we'll be making a comment.
Hey. Yeah, there's an email floating around, so we'll talk about that, but we're going to do it at the end. But Copper Dan will be on to talk about his frame, so that'll be awesome.
Yeah. Andre, I don't know if we're going to get to 209 tonight. I think we will, just because I think this is going to be relatively brief and straightforward. But we'll see where we get to, and we'll get through our announcements, and then we'll bounce over to 209, because talk about an interesting scrapbook. My goodness, chaos and embroidery. So we have some chaos and embroidery to talk about. So.
And there's the frame, and there's Copper Dan, so he'll be on at the end of the show. Just wanted to show you guys.
Yeah, so Mike is legit. Mike is green screen
I got
legit.
the green screen working properly.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm everywhere.
And I have,
look at that. I could be anywhere in the whole world.
And
right
I have mine too, but I wanted to show those one last time because there's no show on Thursday, and so I will probably be at the command center for the next one. I won't be on Thursday, but after that. So Mike is going to continue to do different. See, he's been distracted as we did our prep show.
There could be clues
it was hard
on
to
where warm waters hold. You never know. But anyway.
How many of those pictures did Forrest send you?
Yeah, right. Okay. New searchers, ignore my green screen. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and bring up the presentation, Michael.
Hang on.
Sorry, that doesn't look like your search state, Colorado. Oh, and I will be making a statement about whether I'm allowed to go boots on the ground, as Mike had said.
Allowed. All right, hang on.
Allowed.
Making sure everything's right here.
Okay.
No, we should be good. No, somebody mentioned audio. I'll make sure everything's good on the audio, everybody. Hopefully, don't have any
nobody even
problems.
said I was too loud tonight. Shame on you guys. What's wrong with you? Did you guys have a Monday like mine? Come on. So yeah, Monday, my coffee.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll do all that at the end of the show. Also, the boots on the ground or bust. We're going to announce that winner and show what the final total was. Okay.
And new
Do we want to show the presentation now?
Yes.
We want to jump right into it? All right.
Yes.
Let me find it. Hang on.
Yeah, some are saying, but I think they're just
right
funny. I think they're just being funny, Holdy.
Okay. So this is a presentation K-Pro spent hours on. So let's go through it.
Hours of time. Okay, so again, for new searchers, there was 2 in Vegas and there were 2 at the Raleigh meetup, and they just didn't understand our talk and our lingo and where to go for stuff. So to begin, can you make it so it's 1? Can you make it a little bit smaller, Michael?
Yes. So it's 1. I don't know what that means.
So I can see 1 page at a time?
Oh, the entire page. I got you. Like
Just
that?
turn
Is that better or more?
That's perfect. Okay. So first I will say, so this is almost like Forrest Fenn. I'm just a little louder. Okay, I moved my mic away, so that should be better. So this is going to be just a true introduction, then we're going to get into more stuff. So where do we know? Absolutely, I hope we all agree, there's hints and clues. 1 in the poem, that should be pretty straightforward. And then 1 is in TTOTC. I have a little list later, but TTOTC means The Thrill of the Chase. Is Forrest's memoir and the first of 3 books that he has put out since the chase started about 9 years ago. Forrest has also given out hits. He was on the Today Show for a while at various places, and I will tell you where to get those in a minute. I would say there could be hints and things when he rules out a state or when he gives specific information, especially audio, and you hear it, but it's found in 1 location, and I will go over that in a second. All he's saying, get out when you still can. Okay, no, they're hooked. They're already in. So Forrest has written 9 other books. He has confirmed, that was one of the sets of words he gave us when we asked for clarification, that there are no hints related to the treasure location in them. Some people debated this at the meetup, and they said, but you need to know the man to know how to solve the poem, so those help. Sure, they can help, but I will say, I'm just giving you the facts. You can determine what you want to do with it.
And a lot of people think Flywater has a hint, and that's not even a Forrest Fenn book, right? He didn't write the book. But yeah, I mean, I personally don't. Forrest necessarily needs the Thrill of the Chase book and the poem, but yeah, everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and so when it relates to because we talked a little bit about the different ISBN and all of that, there's 11 printings of the book. It is all 1 book though. So, but the printing number 5 has a different ISBN. Somebody has offered to sell me theirs. Thank you. If I can get my hands on it, we'll do a comparison. The TFTW is Too Far to Walk. That is the 2nd. It does have, that's the one that has the poem and the map in it, right? That has that map right there. So we can say it does have hints in it. Do we know if anywhere else does? Forrest has never confirmed that. And then Once Upon a While does have 2 versions, and it is comprised of scrapbooks that are found on Dale's site, which I'll go over what Dale's site is. But there are changes from what's on Dale's site and what's in the version 1, and then there's some additional changes in what is in the second version of Once Upon a While.
And according to Douglas Preston, there are clues in Once Upon a While. But how would Douglas Preston know? So
yes, Douglas said that at a book signing. Yes, so it's debatable.
Well, he says it in the foreword too of the book.
Yes,
yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah. So some people think there's a clue in the foreword that Douglas talks about, and then at the book signing, Douglas said there are clues. That's debatable, though. Everybody's got to make up their own mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So other contenders, Dal Neitzel, and it's difficult to spell, so just put in Dal Neitzel, Forrest Fenn, and it'll come up. Forrest puts out what's called scrapbooks. So when Dale gets them, he puts them up. There's also searcher stories up there, but those are not. So you'll see by Forrest Fenn, where he'll always sign with a double F or an F. And then Forrest gets mail. The thing that I think synthesizes all of the official hints he's given throughout the year is what's called the cheat sheet. So if you go to Dal Neitzel's site and you go to cheat sheet, since the hunt started, he put out things like don't go under 5,000 and over 10,200 feet in elevation for the final resting place of the treasure chest. Things like that. He's ruled out 2 states. All of that is synthesized in one document. Mysterious writings. Forrest used to be very active of giving weekly words, surprise words, random words. You will hear Feb 4 or 6 questions where he gives an annual update where Jenny asks him 6 questions. We'll go over who Jenny is, but she owns Mysterious Writings. So the other contenders are anything Forrest says. You're going to have to determine whether you think that there's an actual hint in what he's saying or not, because we already know sometimes he says things and they contradict each other. But if some places that you can go to get the actual words, the Lorraine Mills, the book signings, Gypsy's Kiss channel on YouTube has a ton of the specific Forrest Fenn interviews. Hello, Tim Sims. And then Lucky Love, she also has one. If you put in Lucky Love in YouTube, she also has a whole array of videos that are Forrest Fenn specific from his mouth. Dal Neitzel has the audio that just came out. It's a new scrapbook. And then I'll just say he got very gracious last year. He gave Hint of Riches, which is my forum, Fenn Clarifies. It was a series of about 12 sets of words that he clarified. And then he gave Illinois Ghost up on his website. They called it What's the Word, which he gave a word, like it was like switted. Why? We don't know. Is there an actual hint in it? We don't know. I think that everybody thinks there's a hint in everything, and we don't have the treasure chest. So it's up to you to decide. What say you, Michael?
Boots on the Ground Geo Ventures in the chat has a good question. They said, does Forrest create the scrapbooks or Dale? And it is pronounced Dale, everybody, not Dahl.
Dale.
It's Dale.
Yeah.
Do we have any info on the scrapbooks creation? Because it seems time consuming and it's kind of important who it's created from. What I'll say, and the way I understand it, and I could be wrong, is that Forrest will send the information to Dale, but a lot of times Dale puts the pictures together. Sometimes Forrest will say, here's an email, what I want to say, you go find a picture that relates. But I don't think that's every
and Jenny's the same way.
Okay.
Well, it's interesting because what searchers do for the very first thing is they'll put in the comments, did you pick this picture or did Forrest? And he usually, I think almost all the time, he will say, nope, this one's for me, or nope, this one's from, like the latest 209, it actually says photos by Cynthia Meacham, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. And then there's a third one that isn't cited. So yeah.
You always know what's from F because he signs it F at the end of whatever's in the scrapbook. You'll know what's from Forrest. I just wouldn't put too much credence in the pictures, but you can always email Dale and ask him, I guess, if you want to.
Unless it's like there's the one with Forrest above his or below his skylight in the bathroom. That's obviously Forrest.
Yeah, right. Well, he took the picture.
So,
yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that gives you a high-level introduction. For you guys, you vets are probably going, yeah, duh, this is boring. I went quickly, so the people that are new, you wanted me to go over this. We went over this at the searcher meetups, but you're like, oh, I can't get all this. This is how you can hit replay if you need to know. But we're going to go over, it's like, oh, wait, but there's more. Are we ready?
The most important thing, though, is to throw the chase in the poem. I think. I mean,
for me, I think that one becomes very obvious very quickly. For me, it's Dalneitzel and Mysterious Writings. Those are the official places
right.
that Forrest has put. He might
Yeah,
endorse
that's
sites and
true.
say, "Oh, I like going here. I like," or whoever. But the only places that I think official words go is Dalneitzel scrapbooks and Mysterious Writings with words for me.
And I'll just throw in there a little plug that there's a couple of these videos floating around YouTube called Forrest Fenn Said What? So you might want to check those out. They're mostly what related to what Forrest Fenn said. There's a couple mail times in there, but that's fun stuff
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Well, like Shannon, she just did a video and she had an email that she shared between her and Forrest. So they do happen occasionally elsewhere, but these are the ones consistent. Like if you see anything on Dale's site, it says it came from Forrest, no one would question that.
Mm-hmm.
So what is not reliable, or just take it with a grain of salt? If you see that anything in the press, even if they have quotes around it, we don't hear Forrest saying it, I have confirmed with Forrest that there are quotes out there that he did not actually have as a quote.
Mm-hmm.
I like the newest article that's out there, the so-called Forrest Fenn, and it's like so-called. So anyway, so that would be the first. Anything from reporters or press. Any searcher stories. I've told mine, and some people say I don't believe you because I didn't hear from Forrest. You got to decide. Some people don't believe Cynthia, even though she's friends with him and has a book, and some people don't believe that is completely appropriate. In my mind, you get to decide. So if you hear something from a searcher, even if they heard it directly from him, take it with a grain of salt. And then anything second or third hand information, period. So there is a famous quote of what is for entertainment. Forrest has said, the rest, nope, go back down, Mike. The rest is for entertainment. So Hint of Riches, we have about 100 posts up a day. We have about 1,500 hits a day, up to 3,000 a day. Individual people that come onto the site. It's just a place to discuss and banter, kind of like we're doing right now. Harry's forum, that's another forum that's out there, same thing. The comments on the blogs, or on Dalneitzel's blog, Dale's blog, when Dale puts up the scrapbook, you can put comments underneath, and there's always tons and tons and tons of comments. He also does what's called an odds and ends. People can go and comment in the odds and ends. There are a ton of, yes.
No, somebody just said, what about Terry Scant? I think Terry Scant's a good resource.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
TerryScant.com, everybody. You can plug in keywords to see what Forrest Fenn, you can look up Forrest Fenn quotes. So yeah, we did miss that one, but that is one that should be included.
And the only, I use Terry Scant probably every day. The only caveat that I'm going to make, and I think it's been cleaned up a little, when you bring up something in Terry Scant, in the upper right-hand corner, it'll say source. Click on that. If it goes to one of the other sites, that's not official. If it goes to Dale's site, or if it goes to Jenny's site, I'm all about it. But if it goes to even Thor or any of the other forums or somewhere else, or it's secondhand, or it's from a reporter, keep in mind that same thing. But Terry Scant was built out of a database that brings up anything and everything on the Chase, from quotes and things. But they do pull from the blogs. So, and the blogs are for entertainment. So there's a ton of Facebook groups. The ones that are the biggest are Galore. That's one that I'm a part of. There's Forrest Fenn, a Chase community. That's Joel Lewicki's. He just got some words from Forrest because he just hit, I think it was 3,000. It might have been 2,000, 2 or 3,000. Of course, there's Forrest Fenn's Grand Adventure, which is Mike's Facebook.
And I'll just say something that's really neat, and that's why I posted it in the Forrest Fenn's Grand Adventure, is that somebody on Dale's site, and I can't remember the username, but I have it in the post, is they took all the quotes from Forrest and they compiled it into almost like a letter from Forrest. They took everything he said and put it in paragraph form. There's a part 1, there's a part 2, and I reposted that in Forrest Fenn's Grand Adventure on Facebook. Yeah. But if you look, you can find it on Dale's blog as well.
But it's like a mismatch and putting it together coherently, which is kind of...
Yeah. It's what he said about the hiding spot, about the treasure, about how he hid it, those type of things. Yeah.
And then there is Reddit. So there's 2 main Reddit groups. One has like 17,000 in it. One has like 2,000 in it. They're their own community. The one thing that I will tell you is I think there's a small group that kind of spans to all groups, or all different venues. But the forum people really stick on the forums. The Dale people with the blog content, they stick there. The Facebookers kind of stick there. There's a little bit of overlap, but there's not a ton of overlap between the forums and the different groups, which I just find interesting. Okay, Mike, go down.
All right. Give me 1 second. There we go. Well, look out. Terms and
Okay.
references.
Go down. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. So here is a thing for all of you vets in the house or people who have been in the hunt. I'm going to go over 41 references and terms. I'm going to do it quickly, but I want you to score yourself as you go along. And then there's a key in the upper right corner of how many you get right determines, there's 41 of them, determines which category of searcher you are. So when we were talking at the searcher meetup, someone's like, BOTG, I just started. What does that mean? That's boots on the ground. That's actually getting out there and looking for the treasure in physical form. That's versus an armchair where you sit in your armchair and you try to solve the puzzle or a poem. So the TTOTC is the thrill of the chase. OUAW is Once Upon a While, the second book. TFTW, Too Far to Walk. The most famous of all of the hints is WWWH, which is Where Warm Waters Halt. Forrest said it's the first.
The first clue. That's correct. And I think these brand new searchers have a lot of advantage over us. They know what the first clue is. They know what the 9th clue is. And they also know that in between are the other 7. So we fought over that for years. They already know it. So.
Yeah. TC is Treasure Chest. Thor, The Hint of Riches, which is my forum. SB, Scrapbook. HOB, Home of Brown. Somebody said, why is everybody talking about an X? That's the only letter not found in the poem. And he talks about lines needing to cross like an architect. FGM, Forrest Gets Mail. FF, Forrest Fenn. AGK is A Gypsy's Kiss, which is another tuber, the largest tuber out there in the Forrest Fenn community. When you hear Feb 4 is the annual updates that Forrest gives. 7%er is Forrest has said he believes in this hunt. There's 7% of people that are just outright crazy, talking about kind of the negative aspects of the chase. I'm going to go into some things now that are a little bit more in the social side as well as the hunt, because people get confused on this. They're like, do you have to have a coin to go boots on the ground? I'm like, no, that's just for fun. It's a searcher coin that Mike put out. Now there's there's actually 3 versions of searcher coins out there. There's a gold, silver, and copper. Jenny, Dale, Mike, and I have all put those out. Those are just fun out in the community. There's the map. There's this one. But a searcher put together a Fenbury one and sold them, and they are numbered. And so that is one that's specifically related to the hunt. So there's the one that's in Too Far to Walk. There's the one that the one searcher made as, and turned out and sold. And then we have topo maps that are on board. But when you hear the map, it's usually this one that's right there that's in
Too Far to Walk map, yeah.
Too Far to Walk, yeah. Simplify. We are getting very, very complicated nowadays. And he said a little bit ago, everyone needs to simplify. I call gut feeling was last year. He has a gut feeling it was going to be found that year. Everybody went crazy because they said, I'm the gut feeling. He took it back later. But when you hear gut feeling, that is where it comes from. Let's see, parking lots. So we have Douglas Preston, who wrote the foreword of Once Upon a While, and he is quoted in saying Forrest said he was going to go and park in 2 different parking lots, and one time he said it was Northern Arizona University, and one time he said the Denver Natural Science Museum, and that's where he was going to park his car and to go and hide the treasure chest. No one has exactly figured out, I don't think, where that comes from or why he said that. He says there's a hint there. Fenbury is an annual event where all the Fenners get together near Santa Fe and just have a good time kind of talking with people. That's an annual event. Just like Function in the Junction, that's only happened for 2 years now. Mike and I actually hosted it last year with Cynthia. That's up in the Yellowstone area. Okay, I'm going to keep going unless there's questions.
AJ had a good one, and that's 200-footer.
Oh, that's a good one.
200
Okay.
footer.
Oh, I don't know what you are if you add to. You probably know all 41, and then you're adding to it. That's even better. 200-footer. Okay, I'll go into that one. Page 99. That's kind of a famous page in TTOTC.
My War for Me. Yeah.
or for me, which he says is the important chapter to read. Many people believe there's hints and clues in there. Gypsy, that's my favorite of all the illustrations. There's a gypsy illustration. So when you hear the gypsy drawing, or gypsy illustration, that's out of the book as well. Chase-opoly, everyone's like, what is Chase-opoly? Chase-opoly is just a board game. There's no hints or clues that you're aware of at this point. It's a board game. It's just another item being sold. It's like the coin.
Something fun.
And I'm going to go over fun stuff in just a minute. Operation Jamie, I think I reference it, so that's why people are asking me. That was a fundraiser for a searcher who had lost her home in the wildfires in California. There's been two major fundraisers, which was Rennell, who was a searcher who passed from cancer, and then Operation Jamie raised money at a significant level. There's been lots and lots of smaller ones. The community gives back, which is awesome. Doodles. So some people think there's hints and doodles. So Forrest, if you order a book from Collected Works, which I'll go over, that's one of the others. It's a small bookstore in Santa Fe. And if you do, he'll go in and he'll doodle it, which is just a little illustration drawing from him. Yeah, Mike has one, which we'll show in a second. Newbie versus vet. That is a newbie, I think, is somebody who's probably not been boots on the ground, but that kind of doesn't apply to you. It's just someone new to the chase. And a vet is
newbie right there.
Yeah, Mike's a newbie. Okay, so that's another one. General versus specific area, or solve. Forrest put out last year. If you have a general solve, you're getting to a general location, but until you have an exact spot, it needs to be a specific. Collected Works is the place that you can buy TTOTC and actually all of Forrest's work. Canasta, okay, we're almost done here. Canasta, Forrest said, if
you don't know where warm waters halt, you may as well stay home and play Canasta, because you'll have the memory of a fond vacation, but you don't have the chance to find the treasure chest. Canasta's a card game, if you don't know, everybody. I think it's more of an old school card game. Yeah, Canasta is much like Chase-opoly. That's why we made Chase-opoly, right?
Yeah. Hints versus clues. So there are 9 clues. There are hints. Now, the hard part is in TTOTC, it actually says there are clues hidden throughout this book.
Right.
Some people are confused by that, but there's 9 clues in the poem, and then I think everything else is a hint. And there might be additional hints.
It's supposed to help with the clues, is what a hint is supposed to do.
Right.
But then Forrest is given hints to eliminate areas, like not in Idaho, not in Utah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Fenn tubers. Fenn tubers are people that just, for entertainment only, discuss the chase. I wouldn't take it serious. It's just kind of fun. That's all it is. But when you hear about a Fenn tuber, there's at any given time, 10 or 15 people putting out videos, and some are very content related, some very social related, and then everywhere in between.
Well, the more the merrier. YouTube's free, and it's a good outlet for you just to share your ideas.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Recon. I believe recon, this is what it means to me, is you don't have a final solve yet. You're just going to do some reconnaissance. You're just going to get some information of your general area.
Did you skip over Walk of Shame?
Oh, I sure did. Oh, and Poem Purist. I'm sorry.
I was wondering what you were doing.
Oh, I jumped. Poem Purist is someone that only believes in the poem only. My last search partner would not look at TTOTC, would not look at anything, just the poem. That's it. The Walk of Shame, some people don't like this term, but and Copper is the one that coined it. I like it because after you go and you thought you were going to get it, you crash. And it's the Walk of Shame. It's kind of like the Walk of Shame for some women the day after they're walking home, maybe shameful. It's just the Walk of Shame because you didn't get it. It doesn't mean that you're actually shameful. It's just an endearing term. So when you hear Walk of Shame, that's what it means. Rooster, that came from a gypsy's kiss. They will actually take rooster calls, people that believe that they are going to find the treasure. They have it solved. And don't get discouraged if you hear this. There are hundreds of searchers that believe they're the lead searcher. Oh, I'm getting emails. Okay. There's more. Of all the ones I forgot. Okay. So thank you. I'll add that to the list. So a rooster is just somebody who is very, very cocky that they have found it. What's wrong with you guys, especially on the forums? You'll see some in here. They are the one that has figured it all out. They can't, just because they couldn't get around to it today, get out there for whatever reason. Cynthia, when you hear the word Cynthia has a book called Chasing Fenn Treasure. She's been in a lot of the press, and she has a blog. She is kind of a hardcore searcher. She doesn't come on the blogs a lot like the other forums and YouTubes. Occasionally she does, but she's boots on the ground right now. She's just a very focused searcher. So when you hear about Cynthia, it's Cynthia Meacham, and she has a blog and she has a book, and she's kind of a well-known searcher. Dale, he's the one that owns Dale Needles. He's a searcher as well up in the Yellowstone area. So when you hear go to Dale's site, it's daleneedsel.com. And then if you hear go to Mysterious Writings, more often you're going to hear go to Jenny's site. Jenny's site is Mysterious Writings, and she has both a forum and though she is very focused on the Forrest Fenn hunt, she's also like Mike. She loves all the different hunts, so you can get information on lots and lots of hunts.
And I got an email too. Another one we missed is Fenn Speak.
Yes, I saw that. I'll get to it.
Okay.
I'll get to it. I have a whole list of the I forgots. I'm sorry. See, you guys are a whole different. You're like the 2%ers. Okay.
Yeah.
The last one I had on my list was Douglas Preston. He is a longtime friend of Forrest. He wrote the Codex, which is very similar to what we're doing in this treasure hunt. He wrote the foreword to Once Upon a While. So we have the ones that I forgot was Fenn Speak. So how do you define Fenn Speak, Michael?
It's when Forrest Fenn says something and you think it means one thing, but then you have to think of the possibility that it could really mean something else. It may not mean what you initially thought on the surface. That's what we call Fenn Speak. Sometimes you kind of have to look at what he says different ways.
Yeah, so exactly. I think it's when you really look at the question, and especially when people ask him a question that's a compound 3 or 4 sentence question, like Joel, I'm not mad at you, but he asked a double question. Well, was that yes to both or no to both? So just really look at that. Somebody else said 200 footer. Yes. So Forrest has said a searcher or a couple of searchers have been within 200 feet. Oh my gosh. And I forgot lead searcher. Oh, we have to talk about that. Lead searcher is the one that is in the lead that has it. It's almost like the rooster. It's the person that, but they don't know it. So it's kind of invented by the community. Forrest has never talked about the lead searcher, but everyone talks about it.
And when people put LS, just like in the chat right now is LS, that means lead searcher.
That means lead searcher. And then 8.25 in the beginning, Forrest said 66,000 links. North of Santa Fe is the boundary for the treasure chest going up through the Rockies. But searchers converted it, and then when they converted it, it was to 8.25 miles. So here's the other thing you may not know, and we'll only spend a second on this. There's actually over 70 items right now on eBay related to this treasure hunt. There are not only books, and people have made a business out of buying books and selling them. We do, but lots of other searchers do. There are bumpers.
There were this many things. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So and that's why I kind of laugh about a little bit of feedback we're getting about the negativity when there's so many, but there's bumper stickers, there's topo maps, there's mouse pads, there's art, there's 3 types of searcher coins, there's a commemorative chest, there's poker chips, there's wall maps, there's Fenbury maps, there's Fenbury t-shirts, there's book clubs, there's doodle shirts, there's Forrest Fenn slogan shirts, there's searcher books that actually come from searchers like Cynthia's. There's solves for sale, there's solving databases for sale, there's coffee mugs, there's map frames. We're going to talk about that later. There is Chase-opoly. There's a Forrest Fenn inspired escape room, which is amazing.
Which is kind of cool.
Forrest Fenn inspired treasure store, and I think he's in the room tonight. And then there's a lot of specific items, like we have our Cowlazars coffee mugs, and channel specific things, but Lisa Smith, get it? LS, she's the lead searcher.
Nice.
I like that. So there is a ton out there, and whether you choose to buy them or not, but just know there are tons and tons and tons of stuff out in the community because it's inspired so many. And Michael, you need to focus.
What happened?
So your green screen is making you get distracted. So okay, why don't we have we're going to keep going, but Dan, why don't you come into the room when you can. Dan. So that is resources for new searchers. So that's important because I know it's not as hard-hitting content, but it's content of how to maneuver in this chase. What's official, what's not. If anybody disagree, does Forrest have an alter username? No, up on my site, his name's Forrest Fenn, and that is his username. He doesn't sign in, he doesn't use it, but I earmarked it for him, and I gave him username because other people were trying to say they were Forrest Fenn up on the site, and I didn't like that. So, ooh, lurkers. They never comment, but they watch. We have 192 in the room, and we have maybe 30 or 40 commenting. Okay, so let me now jump in.
Go ahead.
For me, Fen Speak is when Forrest is answering a question, but he's not really answering the question. That just popped up on my email.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so as we're waiting for Dan, let's get into a couple different announcements. And then if we have time, which I think we will, we're going to get into 209. We're going to have no show Thursday. I'm a traveling fool. I'm heading to Vegas. Hey, haters, I'm going to play some poker. I know you don't like it, and you're going to have to deal with it. I'm going to play poker.
But me and K-Pro may go live. We'll probably go live Monday for sure.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Copper Dan is in the house.
Dan. Oh, and I had him on the list too. Copper Dan, but let's see. The list of 41. So remember, if you got 41 right, you're a 7%er. So, hi Copper Dan.
Hey, K-Pro. What's going on?
Oh, we're just having fun. What? You're doing good for St. Jude's children, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Pretty awesome, Copper Dan.
Thank you.
Okay, so lay it out. People are already saying the name. I saw that you put the video, so people are already asking, who is it? Who is it?
All right. So, of course, a name had to get drawn that week. I couldn't pronounce the last name, so I actually called K-Pro. How do you pronounce this? So K-Pro was like, I don't know. So we
it's a very common.
Well, okay, I think I know who it is. I think he was at our searcher meetup. I'll wait till I hear what his name is to make sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, you ready? Okay, so the winner is Leo Gutierrez.
Oh, it's not who I'm thinking it was. All right.
So I hope I pronounced it right.
I'm not Kobe, but Gutierrez. You're so
we need to get
awesome.
Gutierrez, like anyway.
All right.
Congratulations, Leo. That's awesome. That is this frame that's behind me right here. That's actually not it. That's the old.
That's the old frame.
That's the old frame. I picked the wrong picture. I wanted to show you.
Yeah, congrats, Leo. And Leo, call me.
If you're interested in selling it, call K-Pro.
Oh yeah.
If awesome. if.
Yeah.
So
that frame right there. Yeah.
There you go.
And how much money was raised, Dan? Did you say?
So we had 199 total entries, and we raised $2,404.49.
For which charity?
That went to St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
That's awesome.
And if you guys go catch my my video that I just put up about 10 minutes ago, I actually did a screenshot of transferring every penny out of my PayPal is now 0. How am I supposed to buy any coins?
Good. Stay away from my coins, damn it. Okay. That's awesome. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, really cool.
That's talk about a success, and you did good for children. So how can you?
So now I got another map, and I have to come up with another frame.
Oh. Got some idea, yeah.
I got some ideas, but I need some permission from the old man, so we'll see if we can get that.
Nice.
All right.
Well, that's
I'm sure
awesome.
he will. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. We know that, right?
Well, the rumor on the street is.
Yeah, that's what we hear. That's what we hear. Okay, we're going to keep going, and we're going to get into touchy topics. So it's up to you, Copper Dan, whether you want to stick around for touchy topic comments.
All right. I'm all about touchy topics.
Okay, so let's go to winner of Boots on the Ground or Bust.
I'm going to show it right now.
Okay, so those of you that were with us for the marathon, we did Boots on the Ground or Bust, which was searchers. Oh, Mike, you never voted. Go to view poll results.
Can I vote now? Oh.
No, you cannot.
I figured I can't vote. We gave the marathon, so I couldn't vote. I had to let everybody else vote.
I voted.
So as you can see, Mike N. with 18 votes,
Mike
right?
N. Boom. Yep, exactly.
All right.
So Mike N.
Congratulations,
you are
Mike.
The winner.
And if anybody wanted to know who Mike N was, you can click on this link right here. I don't think he showed his face, which was okay, which was allowed.
He showed the treasure chest. That's what everybody was like, ooh.
So Mike N, email me. The coin went for, if I remember right, actually, let's look. This is the auction right here. It went for $215. If we take 10% out, that's 21. Let's call it 200 even. So Mike and I will PayPal you $200 for being the winner of the Boots on the Ground or Bust contest. So congratulations. Yep. And thanks everybody who came on and everybody who voted.
Okay, now go back one, Mike, because I also bumped the new. So we're going to do a new contest. We're trying to get these coins out to the community. Right. We're doing it in a variety of ways. We're really excited. Yeah, so basically what this one is, it says time for a contest. It says this one will be a chase-related scene or outfit. Get your props ready and snap a picture. Is it with you with Mildew, which is, I should have put Mildew on there. Mildew is Forrest hat. Is it a purple sweater, which he always wears a sweater? Is it your shadow like on the book? Is it a belt buckle in your shot? Is there a fishing rod in your shot? You do not have to show your face, and you should keep it relatively clean because William's on the site. That's for you, William. And then it goes into judging, etc. So if you're kind of into that kind of contest, you will get a numbered searcher coin. We're just going to start kind of blowing them out. We want to get them out to the community. We've been doing contests. We've been putting it with items. We've been doing everything that we can think of, and we have another one that's going to be announced. And yeah.
What is that? That's a gold heart. I get it.
That's O submission. So you can submit anything you want. That wasn't the intent at the beginning.
I thought the picture was supposed to be of yourself, but yeah.
It is.
Yeah, okay.
It is. Gotcha. And so his submission is going to be probably not one at the end, but you never know. You know, that's what the searcher. So
on hintoriches.com, time for a contest, yes, is the name of the thread.
Yes.
Okay.
And just to let you know how we do the judging is it depends on how many we get. We usually get like 20 to 30 submissions. I will have 4 different searchers go in and give me their top 5. One of them, I will tell you, is going to be my son, and because he gets a kick out of these. And out of the overlap, it usually gets us our final 2, 3, 4 people. We'll put another poll up on Thor, and then we will walk through each of the that usually gets us down to 2. Usually we never agree. There's usually 2. This is the first time a contest had clear. So that is when I make the final call. I might do a runoff poll. I don't know. It's on the, so yeah, William's offended. Sure you are, buddy. Sure you are, buddy boy.
Offended about what?
About me calling him out and saying you have to keep it relatively clean. Okay, so the next, so that was the contest on Thor. So the next is we are doing a contest. I got this idea from Toby. I talked to him yesterday. He said it was okay to copy him. If you put a comment, not a statement in the chat, but if you put a comment in tonight's video, and we are going to use on our next one, our next show,
we will use Monday. We'll probably go live Monday night. Yeah.
We're going to use Comment Picker, and we are going to pick one of you, and you will get a 2019 numbered search coin.
So when this live video is over, not now in this live chat room, but when the live video is over, you've got to make a comment below the video. Yeah, and you have to be subscribed to the channel, and I can tell. I have ways to find that out. So subscribe to the channel, make a comment, and we will randomly pick from all the people that comment.
Hit subscribe. Yeah. Okay, so let's get to, so this is where the completely non-search related. I am going to make a comment. A few times I realized there's no individual frog in the chest. Yes, there is. It's a part of, that's true. Cool. So I get the whole neck. Zara's saying there's not just a frog. It's a part of a necklace. So I get the whole neck, giving me the whole neck.
Frog's part of a necklace? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's right. I don't know. I don't have.
Somebody's home over there.
No, sorry.
No, that's okay. That's all right.
Okay, so some of you, and there's a lot of you in chat, I do not see some of the things that are happening on Facebook because I'm blocked from a variety of things, which I'm okay with. Everybody's allowed to block whoever they want. But Mike and I have been a subject of discussion for a little bit. And I am going to make one statement about it. Mike's his own guy, and he's going to make his own statement. But I have decided, it's interesting because I had an interesting weekend digesting everything. And then today I actually had something happen pretty significant in a crisis in my personal life. And I went, gosh, it really puts into perspective the issues that we have in the search community. So I've actually written a statement. I'm just going to read the statement, and then, like Forrest Gump says, that'll be all I have to say on that, except for we'll have a follow-up. So Here's my statement. It's a little lengthy. It's about 3 paragraphs, but I wanted to get all the pieces out to this in response to all of the issues that are out there right now. So, dear search friend, over the last several months, but escalating this last week, there has been accusations that have ranged from me being against Forrest Fenn, this hunt, and to criminal activity in business dealings in relation to the hunt. Some believe just because someone says something, it makes it factual, when that is not the case. I will simply say this: I wish that those that are filled with hate find happiness. Please remember that every person on this earth is a mother, father, sister, child, friend, but most importantly, a human being. Stop and think and perhaps refocus. And those listening without knowing the true facts, I ask you to pause and not to fuel the hatred. Forrest has been very kind to me, and he's been more often than I probably deserve. I just need to take a moment to thank him, not for approving projects like the 2019 coin or Chase-opoly, but rather having me understand that we need to appreciate all people, no matter what they do to us, no matter how hurtful they are, no matter how groundless the accusations are. Maybe think more about forgiveness and less defensiveness in such situations. Please don't see this as a way that I am playing victim or deflect, rather taking the higher ground as the accusations are never ending. I choose to spend my time in keeping focus on my life, being kind, and being happy. Forrest helped me understand that. What I need to focus on, like he says, get into tight focus with something that is key, and that is kindness. And that's all I have to say on that.
That's it?
Well,
So,
Yep.
for anybody that doesn't know, the picture I put up, that is a searcher coin, just in case there's new people, because we're talking to Forrest Fenn searchers, what the new searchers need to know. So that is a searcher coin. They're out there in the world. There were 1,000 of those made. And recently there's been an email that was posted that was from Forrest Fenn to me, and this is 1.5 years ago. I think some people might not understand the emails from 1.5 years ago. But me and another searcher disagreed over something. I posted an email to prove my point, and then he decided to post the email from Forrest. Basically, the email from Forrest was, first you made 300 coins, then you made 600, and now you're at 1,000. You need to cut them off. And that's what I did. So there's 1,000 of these coins out there. They're numbered. And now some people have looked at that email and said, well, what if I want a refund? What if I want my money back for that coin? So what me and K-Pro decided to do is we absolutely will refund your money. If you want to send that coin back to us, we will give you, how much is it? 25?
We said $25. He sold them for 15.
Right.
If you really don't think that has $15 of value anymore, let's see if anyone takes us up on this. But others in areas that we can't see, people are demanding their money back. Fabulous. I hope hundreds of you do it. We will give.
and when you mail the coin back, I'll give you the address. In Rochester, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Guys,
This is where people can put their money where their mouth is. If you're really saying you want a refund, $25, but you must track it. And once it gets to Mike, he will give you the $25 refund.
right. Email me.
Yes,
Let-
as
let-
many of you. Chirp. There won't be one.
Let me know what sequence number you have. Let me know when you mail it, and when I get it, I will give you $25. I sold them for 15, and then 20, and then 25, and then there were some that went out on eBay once the value exploded. But the other thing in that email is Forrest was concerned these things could go for $10 each on eBay if you flood the market. Well, we know they don't go for $10 each on
No.
eBay, and Forrest is smart. We cut them off at 1,000 for a reason.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, 25 if you want to send them back. We'll see if anybody actually follows through with it or not. But the other thing is, since this was 1.5 years ago, so since that coin, what have we done, K-Pro? We've done the World Series of Fenn. We've done Forrest Fenn marathons. We've done Chase-opoly, which is a board game that's available. We've done Function in the Junction. What?
Jamie drawing.
The Jamie drawing, exactly.
We donated $1,000 to
Dig and
Gypsy's sister.
Yeah, Jim Sis says I'd like to buy one for $25. Let me see how many I get back, and maybe I'll make that call. The other thing is
I'll make you a bet.
We've done searcher meetups in 3 different states, I guess, if you include Function in the Junction. We've done a lot of different things, and all I'll say is Forrest is aware of what we're doing, and I've always done what Forrest Fenn has asked me to do. Like when he asked me, I was going to make these coins as long as the demand was there, but he's smart.
Yeah.
He said cut it off at 1,000, and that's what we did. So, and then we've got the 2019 coin. And yeah,
Chase-opoly, which is going to be so fun. And I'm sorry that some people, the same people that actually have sold items, are having issues. But It's.
You know what?
There's 50 items out there being sold. So anyway.
You know what though? You guys make the chase fun. This is the fun. Supposed to be the fun side. You know, there's the searching side, but this is the fun side. Getting together, meeting you guys.
We already have bids for 30 and 40 for the.
And I'll just say with this picture back here, that email that was shared is from a year and a half ago. This is from the Jamie Jordan drawing.
Yeah.
And Copper Dan, you're in there in one of these as well.
Yeah.
Forrest is okay with us. We're okay with Forrest. If anybody thinks we're doing something that Forrest doesn't agree with, well, you're uninformed. That's all I'll say. So,
okay, and then that's all we have to say about that because we're going to get back to content. But thank you, Copper Dan, for saying that. And I know there's so many that enjoy us and enjoy the searcher meetups.
That picture behind Mike is priceless. I'd like a copy of it. I'm going to frame it and put that on eBay.
You better send me one.
Nice.
Oh, yes, that is actually Redneck Express.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
we're not going to go months and months.
That's true.
You have a week. Because this is not going to be never ending.
Hey, Kaypro, those are pretty nice flowers behind you. Who got you those?
It's my cow, my favorite guy in the whole world. Right there. That's my guy. And you know why he did it? Because. He's like, I just want you to smile today.
Oh, it's not because of Chase-opoly? Oh.
Forrest got a bigger set, I heard.
Nice. So that's a good question. What is the deadline? Should we do 2 weeks? 2 weeks from today?
Yeah, let's do
How
2.
about we say the end of the month, Halloween, October 31st. If I get the coin from you, I will give you $25. If you have 10 coins, I will send you $250. Okay?
Oh, if you have 100 or 2,000.
Yeah,
no,
it doesn't matter.
2,000.
I mean,
1,000.
and that's for the 2018 coin. 2019 coin, we're not going to buy back because that email pertained to the 2018 coin. So
yeah. And it's the number that they're so valuable. There's not a person, but we want it to be true in good business practices. Even though we don't have to, we are. Just like Copper Dan didn't have to after the damage to the first one. And what did you do? You made it such a good thing. I'm glad that you sleep really good at night about that.
No, this
St. Jude rock. St. Jude rock.
And to be clear, Dan, you sent them the money, right? You say in your video, I'm going to post a link to your video.
If you watch the video, you can actually watch me in live time transfer the money.
All right.
And I went on the first take too.
Okay, I'm putting that in the chat right now. If anybody wants to watch it, there it is. That's Copper Dan's video for that awesome frame. So
Okay. So that is my last non-searcher related. So what say you, Copper Dan?
No, I was just going to say, if anyone knows Leo, I don't think I've heard back from him yet. But could you, if you know Leo,
I'm going to start.
Get hold of him.
I'm going to start a Gmail called Leo Gutierrez at gmail.com.
Right, yeah, Leo. Talk to
Leo,
come on the show.
Maybe Leo is an alias for Kaypro.
Maybe we can anagram that name. But Leo, if you want to come on the show with Copper Dan, maybe you could, say thank you or whatever. Maybe you do want to sell it for some reason. Maybe you need money for your own boots on the ground. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I would keep it.
Yeah, I would keep it too for sure. I've got 2 of your frames right here, Dan, right there on my wall.
That's so wrong. I am.
Carter Sitterson Jr. says, Cowlazars, have you rewatched vlog number 2 lately? I have, and I was wrong, and I've said that in previous ones. I was wrong about where warm waters halt. And we're coming up on, is it 3 years this month or 2 years? Well, the anniversary of when I made the first vlog is coming up this month, so we'll talk about that Monday when we come back. But yeah, I was wrong, and I think all searchers need to be able to adapt their solution and their strategies, especially when Forrest comes out and tells us what the first clue is and what the 9th clue is. So
in our interpretation.
Someone said my mic is too hot. Am I too loud, guys?
It's a little.
Well, why didn't you tell me I would try?
I don't know because I wanted to hear that I want like anagram Leo Gutierrez and there's a K in there and it's actually Kaypro is the lead searcher. Send me my frame.
Carter says, I don't know, I just rewatched it today and I think you might be right. Well, thank you, Carter.
Oh my goodness.
We all got to make our own decision on what warm waters are and where they halt.
Mike, turn yours up. Several people have said that.
I'm gonna turn mine?
How do I?
Okay.
I turned mine down, so hopefully I'm a little better. I don't want to blow the room up.
So I will get the soundboard going. Probably not by Monday.
Yeah, you turned down.
Yeah.
You turned down. And so I'm perfect. You guys, you need to go. So, yeah. So, well, this is, yeah.
Try the bison. I'm a lost
Yeah.
searcher. That's pretty funny.
Okay. You guys have been fun, but let's bring up 209 because I would like, I'd like to talk about it.
Oh, you want me to show it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, these dolls
Copper
are pretty
Dan,
creepy.
what's your comment? What do you think about 209?
You've read it, right, Dan?
Yeah, I did.
All right, let's show it here.
Yeah. Everyone's like, yes. Okay. And we put too much time into even talking about what we talked
Hey,
about.
stop picking on my headphones here. They're my daughter's, okay?
Well, you're
I
just
could-
hot mic, hot mic. Whew, whew, hot mic. Okay.
Yeah.
Very loud down.
We'll
Just
get
move it
that
away from
worked
your
out.
mouth. Move it across the room.
So this is the scrapbook, everybody. 209, is it? Yeah,
Yes.
209. And these are in Forrest's den? I don't know.
No,
if I
they are
remember.
not.
Oh, they're somewhere else. Okay. I didn't know
Yes.
where they were at. So Cynthia took the
At
pictures.
this time, they are
Yeah,
not in his
they
den,
could've
no matter
been.
what you hear.
I wonder what it says here on this little piece of paper they're holding.
Oh, zoom in.
Yeah, right? Can we? Let's see.
Yes, you can. Gosh, I go down more rabbit holes than you ever will, Mike.
What does that say? The pain? Is it pain or P-A-L-N?
I need to give credit,
I
and
can't see what that says.
I don't know if you want me to say your name in here. So I will just tell you, the person at the searcher meetup is the one that said you need to zoom in on this. And
Oh,
yeah.
on what it says right there?
Yeah.
Let me try. I'll do it a little bit more, but it's going to get grainy is the problem. All right, let's see. Whoa, hey, there he is.
Oh, there's the man.
I think it says, try the wheel.
It says the path.
The path.
The
Oh,
path.
yeah, you're right. The path is,
I believe-
is or so? The path to
The path to happiness. The path to something happiness. And then
Sam.
That's interesting. S-A-N-D, maybe, or Sam?
No, it says Sam. S-A-M.
Sam. Something.
Sam
S-H.
That's interesting. We should ask, somebody should ask Forrest, what does that actually say? Now, does he say in the text? I mean, maybe he actually says what it says.
I don't think he says it.
I don't think you did.
Okay. Let's go down.
I'm kind of with Sassafras, but I want to go through it anyway. So he says no clue. He or she says no clues here. Let's move on.
Right.
So
Look at that.
so, yeah, that was
I'd
scary.
like to wake up to that in the morning. staring at you.
Yeah, but they protect. They protect it.
Now, you know why I think he put these up? Because Halloween's coming up. It's a good Halloween post, right?
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
All right, that's
Okay.
just my opinion.
Oh wait, there's more than just the. Okay, let's get to the words, Michael.
Okay, sorry. Here we go.
Okay, zoom up.
I love these
these-
two objects. Go ahead, you read.
Yeah. Okay, I love these two objects. They found their way into my collection via a friend of many years past. Are they soul fairies bred in chaos? Demented? Is that spelled right?
Are they
Oh,
soul fairies
demoted.
from-
I thought it was gonna be
demoted,
demented,
yeah.
but it's
Demoted
demoted.
angels, which are demons, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Demoted
Okay.
angels are demons. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Michael.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what nascent beings are, so who knows what that is.
Their exaggerated
I'm gonna look up
personalities are
nascent right now.
somehow persuasive to me. Why is that? Both are wrought with a penchant?
Penchant.
Penchant? What does that mean? Penchant for trickery, like a well,
Let me
anyway.
look it up. We're gonna look up nascent. And
There's
we're gonna look up
several words
penchant.
on here that I've already looked up, but I was like, maybe probably for a way of always going a certain direction.
Penchant, a strong or habitual liking for something or a tendency to do something. So tendency to do
Oh.
trickery.
Yes. Maybe because of their amateurs are made of spring wire.
Armatures.
Yeah,
Armatures.
There's so
When
many
I put-
hints and clues in here, it's ridiculous.
No, and so go down to the end. I think it's
Okay.
interesting because he talks about looking at the faces and looking at the necklace.
Here or the very
Certain
end?
things no, the very end.
This reminds me of
This
that
is the-
movie from the 70s. I wish I could remember the name of it. Does anybody remember that African doll that was in a suitcase that would come alive and run around? Oh, it was when I was a
Ooh,
little
Walking
kid,
with the
from
Lions.
70s.
The book
What's-
title is The Path to Happiness and Wisdom by Sam Bardin, Bardin. Thank you very much.
Where is it?
Walk Among the Lions.
Oh, I can't even see it.
All the way at the top.
Why is it not coming up now?
The top? Because it's not
We're
at the top.
top.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. All right.
There you go.
The path to happiness, to wisdom and happiness. Sam who?
The Path to Happiness and Wisdom by Sam Bardin, Bardin.
Well, it's with happiness. Is
Oh,
second.
Sassy put that too. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry, I wasn't looking at chat.
All right.
Okay, but look, so that's chaos. That's
Mhm.
that's embroidery. Keep going
Chaos and
down.
embroidery.
And look up the definition of embroidery. Don't take us off of this page, but you can look up the definition
Right.
of embroidery. But keep going down.
I'm looking up embroidery. All right. Embroidery is to knit, right? All right. Go ahead. Here? Okay, here you go.
Have they been thrown out and now suffering amidst the wreckage of failed marriage? I don't know, but never mind. I like them as they are. I can relate somehow, especially now that I am past middle age and unwilling to postpone or subjugate, which I had to look up as well, any part of my life. He's not going to be controlled in his life. Maybe they have the power to protect me, and that's why I keep them close. I hope so. So embroidery is the second meaning is embellish or exaggerate in the description or reporting of an event.
Where was the embroidery at? I don't
That's
see
the
one.
name of right at the top. Don't move it up.
I got you. Yeah, right here. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there it is, everybody. Yeah, I thought it was a nice Halloween tie-in, but I could be wrong. But they're just pretty cool dolls. I've never seen anything like this before. I don't know if you guys have.
Well, yeah. I mean, at Forrest's house, but other than that, no.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm like, and I know no collect. So, so what say you guys? I think this might be some message to different searchers, like we all do. We all see ourselves in like, oh, he's talking to me, but I don't think it's like a hint or a clue related to the treasure chest. It is. I think it shows the eclecticness. A word back to him, eclecticness of Forrest. I think it shows like he's a collector not just of certain types of artifacts and bone things. I think he has a very eclectic of things that he keeps close to him, and I think there's a lot of analogies that we all can dive into and jump into and say, oh, that's me, but I won't go there because I think everybody goes there. And do I have my own in this? Yes, of course. But do I think it gets us any closer to the treasure chest on this one? Oh, I don't.
Are they moving a piano over there, Dan?
No.
It's loud, whatever it is.
Yeah,
no,
what's the background thing? Oh, chaos. They're saying that's chaos.
It was Copper Princess.
I got it.
Oh, Copper Princess gets to do it.
You know, this mic really picks up a lot. Sorry.
Yeah.
I probably need to turn down the gain a little bit.
Oh, Denise Baker says, do you think F has dolls like these of all the major players in the Chase? That's pretty funny. Yeah,
and they're like voodoo dolls.
Certain ones, yeah. Right.
The Exaggerator. I wonder who that would be.
Twin clowns. Anybody see Joker? I saw it. Good movie. Anyway.
No, you said it was dark.
Well, no, it's good. It is dark. It's about mental illness, but it's good. It was a good movie.
So I keep turning down my mic, so everyone's saying it's hot. I don't know why.
That's better.
It's at the same settings that ours is, but okay. Hopefully it's better.
Chroma key, the dolls do not get us any closer to the treasure chest, in my opinion. You know what does? Warm Water's Halt in the Blaze being the first and last clue. That's what gets us closer to the treasure chest.
And Forrest said it. Somebody said, where's the quote that he says that? It's like I gave him the quote, and they're like, he didn't say that. I'm like, well, kind of. He didn't say it exactly like the ninth clue is.
Have you guys seen Forrest release so many scrapbooks in such a short period before?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this was maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
I was going to say, he hasn't in a while, and now he is, right?
Yeah,
right. He did like one a day for a week or two, but he hasn't lately. I mean, he keeps saying he's stepping back, but I think he has some. And I think it is really good for the community when he does it, especially this time of year. I said this on the last show. This time of year when we're all crashing and drama is prevailing, and that's all we're talking about is let's focus on. And 209, I think he went too far. I think we lost the message because it got simplify for us. What are you trying to tell us? Like Terry Scant, why didn't you just say, here's what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Yeah, and that's true. Coyote Jack, watching Cowlazars and K-Pro doesn't get you any closer to the treasure chest. It does have a nice social place for us to come and discuss. And the negative nillies aren't really the audience we're looking at. We're just looking to have some fun and turn down the mic. Okay, I'm going to pull it away. And this is just a place, and that's why some people say that we try to get on and say this is right or this is wrong. It's our opinions. We don't have treasure chests, but we sure are having fun.
I'm right. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm right.
Okay, Denise Baker says the message is clear. Avoid those who will mislead you in the chase. Yeah.
Okay,
so,
if you take it that way. But
yeah,
Mike, is that the Madison behind you?
it is, actually. Yes, it is. Yep.
Ooh, and I like, if Denise is right, and she may be right, I just went over. Forrest Fenn direct stuff. Even stuff I said, even stuff anybody said or heard or saw, or even reporter quotes, just none of that. None of that is,
Well,
yeah.
I took from that scrapbook that the lead searcher is at a failed marriage. So you just narrowed it down right there to who the lead searcher could be.
Copper Dan, you must quit. You have a very successful, loving, wonderful wife. You are not the lead searcher.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
need to go.
You're the lead framer. You're the lead copper.
The lead framer.
You're the lead Copper Dan.
But like
Yeah.
AGK said, we provide a place, all the YouTubers provide a place for the searchers to come together and talk. It's social. It's not find the treasure chest. Although it could be. I think the last show we did, the show we did on what you need to know about the hint about where warm waters halt is pretty huge. And I think the show we did about the blaze being the ninth clue, which it is, everybody. I think that's pretty huge.
Well, but here's the other thing, and Denise Baker's making another good point, because he says how you need to marry the clues to the whatever. Failed marriages could be failed solved, and
like that.
kind of one of those keep at it. It might be chaos, and you might in all this stuff, and just focus. Just keep. I mean, Forrest is clear to me. Just keep focused and keep doing what you're doing, and all happiness and. Everybody's getting out of this chase what they need. Some people need more social. I'm definitely one of them. I like talking to searchers. I like hearing different perspectives. I don't necessarily, I will say, and I hope this doesn't hurt anybody's feelings, I don't necessarily like to hear your exact solve, because 98% of them are not in line with me at all. Not in line with my thinking at all, but I do like to hear thought processes. That's what's fun to me. Who had one recently that, she was on our show, Christy. I cannot forget her name. Her name is Christy. She had, I don't agree with the Red Sea and the party in the Red Sea. I love the thought process. It was just
cool. She was.
So, yeah, NC Diggums, when you are at the ninth clue, you will see the blaze. No, you're at the blaze. The ninth clue is the blaze, in our opinions. And Redneck Express, I agree with this too. 9 points on a map. So, Michael O'Connell, I will just tell you, here's a big update. The off-season Chase-opoly is on its way. It is on a boat.
A slow boat from China, literally.
Literally.
It is on a boat on its way. But there's customs and there's all that fun stuff. So as soon as I know when I'm going to get it, guys, you will know. When it hits customs, I believe I get some kind of a tracking number, and then I'll have a date. So.
Yeah. So, and then Mike is to do nothing until you remember that video where you're like, oh guys, I got all 1,000 matched up. They're going to go, you got to do one of those, because Chase-opoly, you're not going to be able, you'll have to move your bed out, because there's no room at your, like those pallets.
I think what I'm going to do is make a maze for the kids about this high. Make a maze where the kids can walk through it and try and find their way out.
And they can put blankets over the top.
So I need you to order one, to say to anybody out there who's thinking about it. Chase-opoly, the Thrill of the Chase board game.
It makes.
Does anyone in the room think the chase is about over? I personally don't. I don't think we're any closer than we were in the beginning.
I remember a bunch of tubers were saying, this year, it's it. This year is it. They've even said, like, month of September, it's over. Nope. In my opinion, no. The end is ever drawing nigh, though. I don't know. Okay, any other, so we'll open it up the last 5 minutes or so. Questions on 209, questions on Shannon. Basically, let me give you the Reader's Digest version. She tried to confirm that none of the clues are related to a structure out of his book.
Odious Soul?
Yes, Odious Soul. She did a video this week. Yeah, she did a great video. So, of course, Forrest is like, I'm not sure what you're talking about. And you got to love Shannon. She's like, here's a link to her blog where she said it. And he's like, I don't recall saying that. And she was like, okay, then can you confirm this or not? And he's like, oh, I better not. So
what was her conclusion?
Her conclusion was Forrest has not confirmed it, so we can't go. But I mean, she didn't say it that way, but I think it's the same general gist.
JT, Forrest Fenn makes no money off of anything that we sell. He wanted to know, is Forrest getting anything from the game? No, and it actually says that right on the game. Forrest Fenn's not responsible for the game. The game
and it's actually
is by
the game
searchers,
initially. before Mike was even involved, I actually presented it as Fenn-opoly. And that was actually one of the concerns is, was it too much to being like, it is Forrest Fenn doing this?
Right.
No, it is not him doing this. So we changed it to Chase-opoly because we're all chasing our dreams. And so that is how we transitioned it. But that didn't happen until the last like couple of months when we got to like, you had to get to the legalities part, liabilities, how much does this look like Forrest represented? That's why we actually put it on there by searchers, for searchers. There's no representation that it is Forrest Fenn, which is silly. Like, do you ask the bumper sticker person that? Did you ask the mouse pad person that? Did you ask the Fenbury map seller that? Did you, it's like, come on. But that's just me being grumpy. I'll just have more of my coffee. So,
all right, you got anything to add, Dan, before we wrap it up?
No, I agree with K-Pro. When I created the WWWH art pieces, if you want to get Forrest to email you back, just put them on eBay and forget to put that he doesn't get any of the profits, and you will get an email from him really quick. And I
I thought that was already. Because like we put Forrest Fenn, Chase-opoly, or Forrest Fenn, like a dash, and it's inspired by. So
yes,
we will make
inspired
sure
by. Make sure you put that if you're going to sell anything Fenn related, put inspired by, and everything will be cool.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's going to be. I'm so excited to have my kids play Chase-opoly, and I can add. There's a resume line. I'm a board game.
And get Forrest Fenn's permission, by the way.
Yeah. And then never, if he does change something or say like, oh, this isn't like, I don't think you ever said to him, I'm gonna make 10, like I'll ever limit it. But the minute he said, hey, because you were thinking, let's give everybody that wants one forever.
I didn't know if 300 were gonna sell. I mean, it was a risk. I didn't know it was gonna take off.
Wasn't
like it did,
the original intent of the searcher coins was to leave one behind where you searched?
That's true. Yeah, and some people
it wasn't to resell on eBay. It just happened to be. When new searchers like myself come into the chase and all 1,000 of them were out there, and I saw one on eBay for $50, it was like, oh, hey, I'll buy that. And then that just, it started to drive the price up.
Right.
Chase-opoly slot machines are next.
Right.
That's funny.
So for anybody who thinks they deserved a refund, we will refund you $25. But if you don't want to do that, leave the coin out there on your next boots on the ground. Leave it out there for the next person to find.
No, I think we need to do the right thing, and for $25, we'll have those come back. So if you purchase them, then we'll be good. Next 2 weeks on that. Yeah. Well,
send any coins back to Copper Dan.
You know what? Everybody's already bidding in here. It's like that just shows you how silly. Like some people just.
We'll see how many we get back, and we'll do something with them. Right, if any.
Yeah. So and. Girl, can you take the quote on buried or not buried?
Thank you for the super chat.
Girl. Thank you. Yeah. So buried or not buried. So put in the chat buried or not buried. I do not bury. Now, I believe 9 years later it might have, because of rain or whatever, there might be stuff over it, but it was not like shovel buried, where he would say we need a shovel, and he said you need glove, right? What do you think?
Because if it's
Copper Dan.
Not
buried, because if it is buried,
I don't think it's concealed in some way. I think if you're standing right there, when you look down, you're not going to see it right away. When you find the blaze, you're going to know you have the right blaze, but I think you have to uncover it somehow. But that is different than buried. I don't think it's buried a foot down when you need a shovel. But it may be concealed somehow.
I like how Davio puts it, covered up by time, but a lot of people say not buried, not buried. Waiting for I didn't even go to the clump of the boot. So, yeah, there's a lot of quotes that I tried to hit like the top 40, but you guys had so many. I didn't put in lead searcher. What's wrong with me? That was not a well prepared. Yeah.
Because there isn't one. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Look
at that frame. Pretty awesome.
I know. Just send it to me, Leo. Leo is a good friend of mine.
Yeah. Does Leo need to contact you, Dan, or you already have the info and you're just going to ship it to him?
His info was in the PayPal donation, but I would like to hear from him before
I definitely would as well.
Yeah, just ship it to, because he could be actually. I talked to Leo a little earlier, like right after it was announced, and he said he wants you to ship it to me.
Right.
And you'll take care of it from there, huh, Gabriel?
Yeah, you're gonna get a leog@gmail.com saying just ship it to Gabriel. I need
Right.
to figure out how to open a Gmail account.
Well,
Mike did that for me.
I'm guessing by tomorrow sometime or later tonight, he'll probably look in his. Hopefully, it didn't go into his spam.
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm sure he'll
That's-
be like, when he watches your video or this video, he'll be like, hey.
Well, if he's subscribed, I don't know. So hopefully, if anyone knows who Leo is,
Right.
reach out to him and let him know for me.
Yeah. Okay. So.
All right. I think that's it.
That's
that
it.
is what new Forrest Fenn searchers need to know. I think they have a big advantage, personally. They know it's not in Idaho and Utah. They know it's not in an outhouse. All the things he said, and the biggest thing is clue 1, clue 9. I think that's huge. So maybe next year is going to be the year. We'll see.
Well, and
Time
Terry
will tell.
Scan. I mean, I know it's outside of 9 now that we'd already know it, but that is where I was like, okay, maybe it is a lot more literal. Like,
Yeah.
scan the rock from the no, like run, Forrest, run. Like you have it, run. Like
Wow.
it's so much more simple than, and so simplify.
Forrest coming out with the definition of Terry Scant kind of sealed it for me that it does end at Blaze.
Mm-hmm.
There was always that question in my head before. It's like, what if this isn't the end? What if this goes to the end of that stanza, but it ends in the middle of the stanza, which seemed odd, but it does say cease, which makes sense. You start at begin and you end at cease.
I mean, it's perfect, right? And how else do you find something in the Rocky Mountains? It's got to be marked somehow to know, and it's marked with the blaze. It totally makes sense. It's kind of a literal poem. Now, the heavy loads in water high, waterfall, that's why I believe Forrest says War Warmer's Halt is the hardest clue to figure out. They get consecutively easier because when you're in the right place, you're going to see what it means. Does that make sense? Anybody? Hello, is this on?
Is it on? Is this thing on?
Test.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. Yeah, that is the Chroma Key. We went to Madison, and Mike and I have a picture on one of the rocks. Actually, somebody sent me their solve, and they had that rock, Mike, that you and I have a picture of, and they sent it to me. That was one of their 9.
Find that rock. Yeah, go ahead.
I sent it to him, and he's like, "How do you have a picture of that with Mike?" I was like, "We went out. Hey, right after you sent me that." I'm like, "No, we're there." It was. So it was funny that some people, like, literally, we were just walking around having a good time. So anyway, okay, well, this has been fun. So we talked about 209. We put all the comments out that we're going to put about anything negative because we're just going to focus on content. Oh, make sure to put a comment after we go off here.
Right.
Make sure to put a comment because numbered searcher coin, and we're just going to be blowing them out. We're going to do contests. We're going to keep the awesome fun. It's going to be just, again,
if you want to give any to me for safekeeping, I could hold on to them for you.
Yeah. Copper 3 is all I have to know. Wait, silver 3. Which 3 do you have? You're
Number
keeping
3.
a couple
He's got
apart.
silver.
I have 3.
Keeping a couple apart. That's wrong. You need to think about that, Copper.
All right, everybody, make sure you subscribe. When we hit 3,000 subscribers, which could be just in the next week or 2, we'll do something fun. I don't know
we're doing
what
something
yet,
fun
but we're going to do
every
something
week.
fun.
Every week we're doing something fun.
Costume
More
contest
negative, you get
on
more
Hint of
fun.
Riches. Yeah, right.
Fun.
Yeah, don't say that.
Fun.
All right, everybody. Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. Live phone calls are coming. I feel mixed about that.
Ooh.
That's going to be interesting. We'll see. We'll get to that maybe next week.
I'm going to call in.
Yeah, right.
Well,
I hope
but-
everybody
I'm
calls in.
going to be the first
actually-
call in.
I spent some time with Toby, and I see Toby in the chat. Thank you for being here. I spent some time with Toby of just facilitation and how that works because it truly, and that's where I think the tubers are more than anything. They're facilitators of discussion. They are not like, I am more important and I know things more than you. We get our opinion because everybody's entitled to one. Like Mike says, everybody's entitled to an opinion. But it's not,
Just
it's
'cause-
not.
Just because you're wrong doesn't mean I'm right. All right, just having fun, everybody. But I just reserve the right to tell everybody they're wrong that calls in. That's all. All right.
And I'm going to be the one to say, Michael, do not do that. And we are going to we're not going to embarrass anybody. We're not going to. Michael might have the little button that says you're wrong.
We're gonna have some drops. Yeah, we're gonna have some drops for sure.
Yeah, but it'll still be fun. It'll still be. I think it will be a good opportunity for me to use my skills of discussion because I don't want the room to get mean or bad to anybody, but I think it'll have some, especially if we have a particular topic, not here, tell me your solve. What if we had a particular topic about what does 209 mean to you? And then they call in and they tell us in 2 minutes, you only get 2 minutes or 1 minute, whatever, tell us what 209 do, or tell us what Terry scant, does that change your mind? Or does that mean the blaze? Or I think that would be fun more than just taking rooster calls or crazy bird calls or whatever. So that's just
we'll see. Should be fun. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming in and joining us today. No show Thursday. We will be back Monday, if not maybe live over the weekend.
And here's one thing I will say. In case you see a searcher coin at a poker table with some cash, do not hate the player, hate the game. If I win a little bit, it's okay. I'm learning from the master poker player, Mike. So I'm just hoping to win one. But actually,
there possibly might be a new YouTube channel coming, everybody. We'll see. We'll see. That's down the road, though. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone, have a great night. Let's see. Today's Monday. Thursday, we're off. So we're going to see you a week from tonight. Go in and comment and subscribe, because if you do, numbered coin. We will do the survey. Yeah. So, okay. and so I wanted to think the last thing, and then we're going to go. Sassy, thank you for coming on. As Mod, she's like Holy. She's kind of everywhere, and she's pretty fair. And her and Holy have had an interesting night tonight. So we thank you for all that you have done.
Sassy just deleted this Gypsy's Kiss message. What's that all about?
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Was that an oops?
Some liveliness. There's been some liveliness.
Else were going back and forth. Who knows?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and people can have, and here's the thing, I will tell you, people can have their opinion. Some people are upset that our Chase-opoly is $50 rather than what they can afford or whatever. I can tell you, they get a right to do that. And if it's okay, we can do other things and we can bring different content. They have a right to bring whatever to market, and then the market gets to decide. So I am not going to say whether I agree. I think the price point's a little too high, but it's so tempting. I'm deciding right now whether I said first no, and then I'm like, that ends up being $3 an hour, where I can't even go grab a beer. Well, I usually don't pay for my beers if I go to the bar, but when Mike goes to the bar with me, he's paying at least $3 for the beer for me. So it's totally up to.
It's like the coin. If nobody bought it, we wouldn't be talking about it today. But the opposite happened.
Right. That's why I tried to keep the map is to get in on it as cheap as possible. I was just going to give it away, but it was Dale who suggested, hey, let's do some good with this.
Yeah.
And we just set it at $5. And I realize not everybody has $5, but so we'll try to come up with some more giveaways that don't cost anything.
Right. Yeah.
But awesome. In time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks all. Been fun. It's been real. It's been great. And we're coming up with some ideas for the World Series of Fenn, because we also gave away items out of our own pockets at the World Series of Fenn. So we are going to do the same thing. We're just trying to figure out what it is. So if you have ideas, let us know. The World Series of Fenn should be fun. I know of a few people that have said that they're going to go that weren't there last year. I think it will be a fun event. If half of the people that said they're going to come.
To the new searchers in the room, go to the meetups, whether it's Fenbury or the World Series of Fenn or Function. It's a great time that there's never been any drama at any of them, so it's a good time.
Right.
Fenn and Teller. We're going to get the magic. Teller that came from Czar. So Czar, maybe we'll meet up this weekend, because you still owe me some money back because you kicked my butt at poker. Okay.
All right, everybody.